Hey, Mr. Caraway, this is Trevor Warren,
And I'm William Whitaker.
and we are here to present our case 2 for the Accounting 508 case study. And we've actually picked a pretty interesting case. It's almost comical in a sense. The case is titled Gene Forbes Enterprises versus Janice Cooper. And this actually took place in Virginia back in 2013, and it involved Janice Cooper, our plaintiff, and Gene Forbes Enterprise is actually the operating company of several McDonald's in the Virginia area. And now we're going to get into a little bit about the summary of the case here.
So, to get into the background information of this case, the plaintiff, Janice Cooper, was a manager at a McDonald's restaurant in Virginia, and she was fulfilling a customer order at the drive-thru where she dropped the French fries on the ground, and she claims that she jerked her back to pick them up, and she felt a sharp pain shoot from her lower back all the way up to her neck, and she had to leave work that day and made multiple visits to her physician, who informed her that she would be unable to work for an indefinite amount of time. And she also claims that she was unable to walk, breathe, sleep, pretty much do anything whatsoever. And so obviously she decided to sue the corporation who owned the McDonald's store that she was working at. And we will get into the proceedings of the court case.
So clearly we have a workers' compensation case at hand here. And so now I'd like to go into a few of the requirements and rules regarding workers' compensation, and this might play into effect of how the court is going to rule this issue here. So let's look at the requirements of workers' compensation. First, there must be an existence of an employment relationship. And I think this one is easily satisfied. Just being a manager at McDonald's, it was known from both parties that there was an employment relationship. And secondly, an accidental injury that occurred on the job or in the course of employment. And so this is the one that is, I guess, more ambiguous than the first one. So this was an accidental injury. She did not intentionally do this to get workers' compensation. And indeed, it did incur on the job of employment, but was bending over at such a quick rate to essentially injure herself. Does that constitute within the course of the business being a manager at McDonald's? And we're going to talk about that in a little bit. But I also do want to note that she did file a workers' compensation claim within the certain period, normally 60 days to 2 years. And this was occurred on September 3rd, and she filed on October 8th. So she did file in the appropriate amount of time. And so now, why don't we go ahead and talk about the two separate sides, and Will is going to support the side for Janice Cooper.
So Janice Cooper basically was stating that dropping the fries constituted a part of something that would happen in the course of normal business, and picking them up before they fall is something that she has to do as an employee of McDonald's. So by going through the motion of trying to pick them up as they fell to the ground, she stated basically that that was one of her duties as an employee. So her argument in the court basically was that she was injured in the course of normal work, and that she should be entitled to compensation for the time that she would be missing due to the fact that, like we said earlier, she claimed that she could not move or walk or do anything in her normal routine. So that was basically her argument for the court, and now Trevor will get into the defendants.
So I am going to speak on the other side. I am speaking on behalf of Gene Forbes Enterprises, which is essentially an operating company of several McDonald's in the Virginia area. And so they would ideally be in favor of this not being a workers' compensation case. And so I guess one of the things in supporting that is that she did not immediately go to the hospital or nurse. The case says that she did get a lot of help from a nurse and doctors, and eventually an MRI, but she did not go immediately because she thought that her injuries would have healed quickly. So that makes me think that maybe these weren't very severe of an injury, and just the fact that bending over rapidly, she heard a pain in her neck. I feel like this could occur from any business, just dropping your pencil if you're a desk worker or something. So I don't think that this is strictly something in the normal course of business at McDonald's, which is ultimately what the court ruled was this was. But this is I guess the supporting decision for Gene Forbes Enterprises, which ultimately did not win in the case. But with that, that concludes both sides of our case, and we hope you enjoyed listening to this interesting case about McDonald's and Janice Cooper. Thank you.